Hi, I'm Stephen John Drew from Better Podcasting, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network. Just like the show you're listening to now, the opinions expressed are those of the individual hosts. Check out all the other geeky podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 443 of the All Things Good and Nerdy show, podcast, whatever the heck we're called nowadays. This is recorded live on Sunday, April 18th, 2021. I am Chris. Joining me, as per normal, my typical band of heathens. We'll go with
miscreants.
Heathens and miscreants. We'll start first with Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Mr. Miscreant. Yes.
I mean,
Miscreant it up.
I do like the alliteration with going Mr. Miscreant, so we'll go with that. And following up Mr. Miscreant, we have Wild Willie.
I'm gonna first say this. Fuck you, Chris. I'm gonna do this anyway. First, you gotta rock, then you gotta roll, then you let it pop. Go, let it go. X gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you in heaven. Sorry, bring the sad news first.
Yeah.
Had to be done.
But I'm Willie Nelson. Hey, everybody.
He's Willie Nelson, but not that Willie Nelson, just so you guys all know.
Yes, we know. I'm a Willie Nelson. I know.
You're a Willie Nelson.
At least that's what my driver's license says.
One of the Willie Nelsons.
And birth certificate.
What does it
Never
say
met
on there?
the man.
Does it say the Willie Nelson on your birth certificate, or a Willie Nelson, or just Willie Nelson?
Could I get my name changed to be the Willie Nelson?
Yes, you
Legally,
probably
yeah.
could. So
you
your
can
first name would
change your name to anything.
So your first name would be the, and your middle name would be Willie.
First of all, I said the. Pronounce it right.
Sorry, so you'd be the Willie Nelson as your full name. So it would be.
I'm gonna say my first name will be the Willie Nelson with a space. It's even included in it. It's the whole thing, kind of like a Tribe Called Quest.
Your first name is the Willie Nelson. What's your last name then?
No. My first name is the Willie.
Okay, the Willie. So what's your middle name then? Are you keeping your middle name, or are you removing your middle name completely?
I mean, we could just keep using my middle initial. Willie Nelson.
You could make it the Willie effing Nelson. Just have it be FN as your middle name.
I like it.
There you go.
I'm
The
thinking.
Willie
I'm
effing
thinking.
Nelson.
As long as you're not
You're a
avoiding
dumbass.
debt collectors, you can legally change your name to anything you want in the United States of America.
Did you say dick collectors?
No.
They can do that?
Debt collectors.
Debt collectors.
Well, it depends how much
Did I
debt
see
you
an
owe.
episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force where they're dick collecting for a rocket ship?
It depends how much debt you owe if they're going to be dick collectors.
If you owe a
And
lot
that
of
is
money, they
my
may collect on it.
Yeah.
That is my favorite moment in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, is when they're taking all the penises and they're looking for Carl because they're giving like a collection of it and like where's Carl? How come he ain't coming here to give us his dick? And his minion goes, maybe he's dicking around. I love it so much. The pun. Oh God. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You're a beaut.
Assemble. They ran for a long time though.
Oh, and still the best episode has to do with me, Willie Nelson. It's an episode called The Shavening.
Yeah, I remember it. There's a lot of good episodes, but
they had an onion monster living in their attic.
There's also some stuff that just goes really weird, and you're like, what the hell did I just watch? Vintage Adult Swim, basically.
Fair enough.
I mean, you're talking about the company that made Too Many Cooks.
Don't. It's going to get stuck in my head. You can't sing Too Many Cooks.
Too Many Cooks.
That was a good one.
Oh my God, there's so many good things from that.
It's also the
Still
same
don't
company.
understand the Tim and Eric show.
It's also the same company that had everyone concerned that they were trying to place bombs across the country when they put out viral marketing pictures of Moonanites that lit
Yeah.
up.
Well, no,
The
light
Moonanites
brights.
idea
Yeah,
was
light
not
brights.
the Moonanites idea was not a great timed event.
Look, all I remember is seeing on CNN they were talking about a potential bomb threat. I think it was in Boston, and they showed it, and I paused and went, "Is that an effing Moonanite?"
I hope you can see this, because I'm doing it as hard as I can.
For those that are on audio, Willie's mooning us.
Yeah.
No, I'm giving the finger. That's what happened in the show. I already gave you a dick scare earlier. That was a pre-show, guys.
This is why you need to watch the pre-show.
Actually, that was in
Why
pre-show.
to avoid it?
I don't know if we were live yet or not, but that's the kind of ridiculousness you hear us talk about for like the 10 or 15 minutes we're live before we actually start recording.
Guys, we're not leading with the best news yet.
Oh yeah.
The best news now is that it's now available to purchase and or to rent, which I'm hoping you guys do.
Is this Willie's
Watch the best movie of the year. Willy's Wonderland is now officially available to own.
How much are they
Or
paying
rent.
you to shill for Willie's
Not a
Wonderland?
damn thing. Because they don't need to. It's the best movie. I watched it and I love it. It's the best movie of the year so far. Sorry, which is it? Godzilla vs. King Kong? Or Godzilla vs. Kong? Or is it Kong vs. Godzilla? I don't remember
Kong
which way it is.
versus Godzilla, I believe.
Yeah, still, Willy's Wonderland. Best movie of the year. The Janitor versus... The Janitor versus Willie is the best movie. Watch it. Guaranteed great time.
Yes, I'm pulling it up on Vudu now to see what it costs to rent. It is it's
$2.99.
$3.99 to rent
Oh,
standard
$4.99.
def on Vudu, or $4.99 for the HDX version, or you can
Worth
own
it.
it.
I already bought it.
You can own it for $16.99.
Already
we
did.
we almost rented it last night. We rented a couple different movies that we watched. That one was in the list, but it didn't quite make the cut.
Well, that's a shame.
Willie is
For
going to
you.
disown you now.
And that's all right.
I never claimed him in the first goddamn place.
Sure you didn't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, we played some Dead by Daylight together, but I mean, I'm not gonna claim Bachman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Sure,
Mm.
sure you're not. I don't believe it, Willie.
But seriously, you guys are gonna watch it this week, right? The best movie of the year.
I still have to watch Godzilla versus Kong.
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, everyone should be. All right. Let's pull this back like Team Cap and Team Iron Man. Whose side were you on?
For Godzilla
Wait, on
versus
what?
Kong?
Yeah, Godzilla and Kong. Whose side you on?
I was on Kong.
Godzilla.
Are you just saying that'd be contrarian?
No, it's a fire-breathing lizard.
First of all, is that fire?
Well, it's whatever the hell
That's
it
atomic
is.
blast.
It's a-
All right.
Yeah.
Let it be known what it
Radioactive
really
atomic
is.
blast.
This is why you shouldn't be on that team.
Why?
Because you don't even know what his powers are.
Okay, because
It's Team Kong all
ignorance
day.
prevents anyone from
Us
picking a
monkey
side in an
men
Yeah,
get
argument.
exactly.
Us monkey men. Ooh, ah.
Was that just an excuse for you to show off your chest?
Apparently.
I don't need an excuse for that.
Sure you don't.
Is it showing my chest when I'm on a bathing suit and I'm on someone's chest?
Is your chest in the image uncovered?
You seen it?
No.
Then no, you're not showing your chest.
But it makes you think.
No, it really doesn't. It only makes you think.
I try not to think about it at all, ever.
You don't want to think about Willie's chest?
No. Or his face on a bathing suit.
I think that's kind of
Ugh.
hilarious, though, to be honest.
I think
Me
it's
too.
terrifying.
I got my own line of clothing.
They're not
I'm a
mutually
bop.
exclusive, Bachman. They can be both hilarious and
This is true.
terrifying.
This is true. I think it's going to send children at the beach running, screaming.
I mean, that's a benefit. Then you won't have any kids around you at the beach. Boom,
Fair
better.
enough. There you
You
go.
have a better experience at the beach. You're welcome for my face.
God.
No one was thanking you.
No one has ever thanked
They
you for your
will
face.
when they have no kids around them at the beach.
What if people like children? They like the innocent laughter of children as they explore the beach.
Eh.
They can get punted in the cunt too.
Whoa! That accelerated.
Whoa. We went from like here to all the way fucking out the door.
It's Willie. What did you expect?
Wow, he's dropping C words and we're less than 5 minutes into the show.
Yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday kind of man, am I right?
It's more of a Thursday, to be honest, but
We'll see you next Thursday. I like that. It's even further away. I don't want to see you even longer.
See you
God
next
willing.
taco.
I mean, we're talking tacos.
Who doesn't like tacos?
Shout out to my friend Taco that I play on the PlayStation with.
yeah, I do like tacos. Now I want a taco.
You're welcome.
And
I mean, we also have a friend named Beef. Is it really that much different?
it's what's for dinner, man. It's what's for dinner.
It's his beef.
Not his beef, just beef.
Am I
Well,
getting
now,
paid
see, that's
for
a
it?
different story now.
Am I getting paid for my beef?
Nope. Nope.
Hey, you know what my favorite game is? Just the beef tips.
God damn it.
Look what you did, Chris.
How did I do that?
Because you didn't put a stop to it, so it's your fault.
This guy's creepy.
There you go. There you go.
Had to
What
be
do I
done.
see over yonder? Oh, innuendo. Hope it's not in my endo. Willie's creepy and you know it.
Had to be done.
Oh, wait, it is in my endo already. I like it.
God.
Oh God! What?
Stop
what
him.
have I
Stop
done?
him before he multiplies.
What have I done? Willie's probably already multiplied. He just doesn't know it.
Possible. Definitely possible.
I'll go place some money out there that there's a young Willie D. Nelson out there that's going to carry your mantle one day. Be like,
My mantle?
I'm the new Willie Nelson.
Oh, he's going to chop my dick off and carry my mantle?
Yep. Exactly. Just what Chris said.
God damn it!
Chris, you keep trying to backtrack it, but it's not working. All your efforts, you're like in quicksand. The harder you try, the more I just drag you down.
Help.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
I live to do this every week.
And this is how we get out of the Willie quicksand. We pivot over to the news of the week.
Yay.
It's that part of the show where we run down in our minds what is some of the most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news to have popped up here recently and share it with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date. I don't think we're going to talk about Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier yet, but we probably will near the end of the show because there's goodness there that needs to be discussed.
Indeed.
But we do need to talk news stories, and I'll kick things off mostly because I scrambled for news and I have news that I'm not 100% caring about because it's Lord of the Rings and I don't care about the Lord of the Rings. But you, the people, may care. So let's just get out of the system now. So
If you really like walking.
so that you all can rip on me for my distaste and or dislike of the franchise that I find very boring because it's a movie about walking. Summed up well in Clerks 2 by Kevin Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So
Even the
Technically, it's by
goddamn
Randall.
trees walked in that movie.
it's true.
Randall's the one saying
But Kevin Smith wrote the
Yeah.
script, so
Yeah, Kevin Smith is definitely saying
Do
it
we
too.
know that as a fact?
Yes.
yeah.
Watch that movie.
We
It
have
is a Kevin
pictures of
Smith
him
script.
at the computer, tip-tap tapping away on his
Wait.
keyboard. I don't
Uh,
think so.
Very simple. It's a movie in which someone that looks like Rosario Dawson falls in love with one of the guys from Clerks. Yes, it was written by Kevin Smith.
Now, to be fair, Mr. O'Brien is a very attractive person when you look at his personality, so it's not that far out space
average.
His
at
name's not
best.
O'Brien.
What is it?
So Halloran.
It's
Oh,
O'Halloran.
Halloran. I know it was something. God damn
Yeah.
it.
His
Is it
name is Brian O'Halloran.
God
Yeah,
damn it. I
Brian
knew I was
O'Halloran.
close. But I'm trying to give him pumping up in his looks abilities. You know, it looks all right, and he has a personality that's gold inside. That's why Rosario Dawson, and not only that, but also Kevin Smith's wife also loved him too, even though she was a little crazy.
Yeah, she was funny playing the fiance in that one.
She was.
And if you don't leave, I'm going to show you my cooter.
I'd forgotten
Okay.
that line. I'd forgotten. I'll be honest. So let's pivot back to what my
Talk
news
about a
story is.
real see you next taco. Am I right, boys?
Exactly.
Well played.
That's what we
Oh,
call
you
a
got
callback.
him. You got him. You
Well
got
played.
him.
I'm just gonna let you have that one. Well played. All right, let's get into the news story then. We had talked about on here before, I think, that Amazon was going to be doing a Lord of the Rings prequel television series. Have a lot of stuff filmed on location in New Zealand, much like we had with Peter Jackson's movies. Yeah, so we found out this week just how much Amazon spent on season 1. Bear in mind, I said season 1, not any other seasons of the show, and I don't think any other seasons have been confirmed yet. But according to an article on IO9, which is a subsidiary of Gizmodo, it turns out Middle Earth doesn't come cheap. Amazon Studios is spending an astonishing $465 million to make the Lord of the Rings prequel show, specifically its first season. That's $150 million more than Peter Jackson's 3 Lord of the Rings movies cost to make. It's the GDP of 10 countries. It's a goddamn lot of money.
Hey, Mr. Bezos, if you're just throwing away money, I'll take 0.001% of that. I mean, that'd be cool.
Right.
I mean, it's the majority of it's probably just contractors, engineers, carpenters, and set builders.
Special effects probably too come in with a decent.
Yeah, I mean, the CGI at the end of the series will end up taking a huge chunk, but I'll bet you there's probably, I mean, they're spending over 400 million. I bet they probably spent 50 to 60, 70 million dollars just building sets because all the old ones whole.
It's probably like a tourist
still,
trap now. Yeah.
Yeah, in New Zealand. So like that's still there, but other than that, I believe all the rest of the Lord of the Rings sets were torn down after The Hobbit. So if they're having to do everything from scratch and they're building the earlier version of the Lord of the Rings world, I mean, that's a lot of fucking set building.
And we don't also know how long season 1 is. So for all we know, season 1 could be, say, 24 episodes, or it could be 10. Who knows at this point?
Yeah.
They haven't confirmed that. But a cool comparison point they bring up in this article, each season of Game of Thrones cost a mere $100 million per season.
Wow. Okay.
And so Game of Thrones, let's be honest, I've only watched a little bit and I don't really care a ton because fantasy, like, that's not really my jam, but it looks good. And the production value has always been pretty damn good on Game of Thrones. Minus, when Starbucks cups showed up and
love it or hate it, every episode of Game of Thrones looked movie quality. Like, they did not spare expenses on the HBO series. And like, they got a lot of subscriptions on HBO back in the day when that show was starting because people really loved it. And I have seen the whole thing. Like, yeah, it keeps up that level of just fantastic quality through the entire series. Like, that show looked awesome.
So they're spending 4 times that for one season of Game of Thrones.
That's insane.
The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings prequel. I'll get it right.
Maybe that's just because you have to build Hobbit houses at 3 times scale so that the Hobbits look normal sized.
Oh, and one thing I'd forgotten that they mentioned at the end of this article is they also had to pay for the rights to make the show, and they spent $250 million just for the rights to make the show. So they've invested over $700 million in one season of Lord of the Rings right now.
Ouch.
That's a lot of dollars.
It better be good. I'm not their target demo. I don't care much about fantasy stuff, so I probably won't watch much of it, if any, because Lord of the Rings, I've tried. I just can't get into it. I'm sorry, everyone. You can feel free to revoke my nerd card or geek card or whatever. Fantasy doesn't really do it for me. I apologize.
I hope it does well just so it doesn't hurt Amazon Prime because, well, I love The Boys and Invincible, and I'm very much looking forward to Jupiter's Legacy. So I want those shows to keep coming. So I hope this doesn't hurt Prime in the long run.
Jupiter's Legacy is Netflix.
Oh, that's right. That was
because they made a deal with Mark Miller.
Yeah,
that's right. All the Mark Miller stuff. There's another one coming on Amazon Prime. I can't remember though. But there's another third show that I love that hopefully we're gonna get more of.
I'm a little interested in it. You're interested in it. Usually I'm interested in it, so I want to see it. And
Wayne. Yeah, it was that show Wayne that was a YouTube original that got picked up by Amazon Prime.
You mean to tell me there's a show called Wayne? What are you doing here?
It's fucking awesome. like the most violent justice themed show ever. It's so strange.
For everyone wondering why I said Wayne like that, it's from the show Letterkenny. If you haven't watched it, it's the best show in the world. Canada, you have some gems, and I'm gonna mine you.
Well, Canada also has Kim's Convenience, which is really good too.
And that's what we appreciate about Canada.
Did I just say that they have some gems, and I want to mine them?
I was including that as part of those gems to say you should check out Kim's Convenience.
And Disney Plus mined them because Jonesy is the coach of the Mighty Ducks now on their new TV show on Disney Plus.
Riley.
Oh, well, was it Riley? I can't tell the difference. Like
Bachman. Yeah, it's Riley. I can't remember the character's name, the actor's name, but I do know he was also in the Disney movies of The Descendants. I don't know if he's in all of them, but I know he's at least in the second and third one. I don't know if he's in the first one. I never saw any of them. It's not targeted toward me, but I like
do have
Riley.
my computer right here.
We do have access to the Google machine.
Yeah, because I'm not DB, but I am a DB, so I should be able to find it pretty quickly.
You're a database?
I'm a Anthony D. Bachman. I am a DB.
It's not a database. It's another D.
Never mind.
You got to measure from the DB, if you know what I mean.
No.
You measure from the base to see what the equivalent is.
There's already an episode of South Park about that.
See, here's what I want you to do. I want you to picture a toilet paper roll. It's about like that.
Oh no. His name is Dylan Playfair.
Willie, you just keep doubling down. There's no stopping you, is there?
3, Descendants 2. Scrolling back. And no, it looks like he's only in the sequels.
Okay.
So yeah, it does not appear he was in Descendants 1.
So stepping back to the Lord of the Rings prequel information, does that budget number make you more or less likely to watch it, or is it just the same?
I'm with you, Chris. I didn't really care enough about it.
Yeah, that's where I am.
I mean, it's Lord of the Rings. I mean, I watched them all. I mean, all of them, all 6 of them. I don't think I watched the extended cuts of them, but I mean.
Yeah, I have a buddy at work that keeps telling me I need to watch the extended cuts because I haven't seen the real versions of them. I'm like, Jesus, I don't know if I have 12 hours.
Well, did you read the book?
No.
I was about to say, if you did, then you actually saw the real version of it.
Right. I mean, from my point of view on this stuff, like, it's impressive the amount of money they're spending, and whereas someone who's interested in the series, I think it would be a good sign that they're willing to sink that kind of cash into it. But as someone who's kind of like, about Lord of the Rings, I went, the first trailer could be really cool to see what things look like.
Yeah.
Because that might be as far as I go.
If anything, it puts more of a positive spin. It makes me more interested in it. We know they're not trying to cheap out on it. So we know, the armor, the sets, all the costumes and stuff are going to be top notch. So, I mean, knowing that all of that stuff's going to be top notch, people are going to be, working hard on that show and getting paid well for it. I ain't mad about that. Like shows like that, there's probably 10,000 Kiwis right now that are working because of that show.
What's wrong, Willie? You look confused.
What are you going to do with all the seeds?
Jesus Christ.
I shouldn't have asked. That's my fault.
It's true. You shouldn't have.
That's my
you shouldn't
fault.
have.
Should have known better. I'm sorry in advance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, didn't they also cancel a game?
A game?
Yeah.
They had an MMO that they were doing, and I didn't dig in too deep on it, but it was, I guess, in partnership with Tencent out of China or whatnot, and there was some kind of issue coming out of that partnership or their connection to the product, so Amazon just canceled the Lord of the Rings MMO that they'd been making about the same time this news was announced too, like within a couple days of each other, I think.
Speaking of Tencent, did you guys actually catch the Monster Hunter movie?
No.
We rented it the other night. Not great.
I am so curious. Not gonna lie. I'm I don't
say-
think I'll enjoy it, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
curious
would
to
say
see it.
don't pay for it. Wait for it to show up on a streaming service. Like it's not worth renting for $6. But once it's on a streaming service to watch for free, like it's got some interesting scenes. But yeah, not great. Not
I'm
great.
going to ask a question. I don't think either one of you have the answer. How well did Lord of the Rings do in China?
I have no idea.
Like, did it do well enough that Tencent like, I want to be a part of that?
Well, I guess it more is they could also be saying, hey, this in theory could have made a bunch of money around the world because the Lord of the Rings is an exceedingly popular franchise or property rather. So, I mean, and look, if you make it something that's similar to, think of what WoW has done for 20 years now at this point in time. If you can do something that is similar to that people want to play forever, that's recurring cash coming in.
Let's not forget that D&D got sued for having Hobbit as in the first edition of the game.
No.
Yeah.
Now that's why you have Halfling.
Oh, is that why?
Yep, because it was just straight up Hobbit.
They were just called hobbits, and they're like, yeah, we own that term. You can't. That's why like no other sci-fi movies can have droids in them.
Oh, yeah, Lucasfilm does own that.
Yeah, because they own the word, because they came up with the word and own the word droid, which is weird because it's just an abbreviation of android.
Well, it's just the back end of it.
They just re-released.
I mean,
the
I like
Lord
a
of the
lot of
Rings
back
in
ends,
China.
if you know what I mean.
Of course you do.
It says in here they just re-released the Lord of the Rings in China, and it was not a great release. Evidently, all sorts of
Tencent, what the
technical
fuck are you
issues.
doing?
Well, I don't think that's
well. Why are you
Tencent.
putting in money into it? I thought you were
Yeah.
smart at this. What do you do? Force everyone to love it? Oh shit! China, I didn't mean it. Don't listen to me.
We're already
Don't
banned in
force them.
China. We curse,
Don't
so we're
force
banned.
them to watch
They won't
it.
hear us. They won't hear us.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
can
making China
find the global box office for how the Lord of the Rings made, how much they made, but I can't seem to find the breakdown of how much they made just in China.
So I
What?
found an
China
article.
being secretive?
No, I found an article which is by a website called the China Film Insider. It's from 2017, so it's a bit dated, but it's their all-time highest grossing imports. And Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring was 56.2 millions of RMB. I assume that's the currency denominated that way. So Fellowship was 56.2, Return of the King 86.3, and I can't find Two Towers on their list. I'm still looking for it. Two Towers isn't on their list, which is strange. So the middle one, that's arguably the best in the film franchise, doesn't show up there. So I guess it did all right. I mean, it could also just be Tencent wants to be active in other areas and make money. I mean, who doesn't?
Hey, Chris, I have a hypothetical for you.
All right.
I would ask Bachman. I already know his answer. Would you and me, if we could make a video that would be shown to Winnie the Pooh over in China, you know, Zai, what the fuck, who cares? Oh, bother. If we could send it to him of us two kissing, and he would be forced to watch it, would you do it?
No. Why?
I already know Bachman was saying it. It would make him feel uncomfortable. I'd fucking make that asshole uncomfortable.
I'm
You
never gonna let
banned
you make
Winnie
my
the
asshole
Pooh
feel uncomfortable.
because someone made a joke saying he looked like him. So, banned. Like, what?
You really think that even if you got him to watch that video, it would stick with him for more than, say, 2 minutes before he'd move on to bigger things?
If it would make him feel uncomfortable for
Like
this
his lunch?
I'd fucking make out with you tongue and all, baby.
Really,
Let
I
our
think you just
beers
wanna-
intertwine and lock in. So when we pull away, like, back in, I guess.
Willie, I'm
So-
flattered, but I don't want to make out with you.
So gross. So gross.
It's just a way to make out with you, Chris. That's all.
I
It's too
know, I'm
much-
flattered.
too much
It's just, it can't happen. I'm a married man, Willie.
Your wife will have to watch too.
Ah.
Why would you wish that on her?
I don't wish it. It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen. The next time I
Let's
see
do
Willie,
that
I'm not going to
part.
be expecting he's just going to start randomly trying to make out with me out of nowhere.
Hey, Chris, if I start leaving now, I will definitely see you next Tuesday.
You don't know where I live.
West Virginia, how big can it be? It's a fucking chicken leg.
Yeah, I don't think Morgantown's that big. I bet he could find you.
Good luck.
You drive around
I'll-
apartment
you know what?
complex to
I'll
apartment
go to the
complex looking for the
neighborhood.
car with the dildo on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll find the car with the dildo. I'm in the right place.
That car hasn't been parked here in like 6 years at this point in time.
Echolocating. Wait. Are you telling me, because that wasn't 6 months ago you found that car with the dildo. Are you telling me that car with the dildo horn has just been fucking around until 6 months ago?
No, I said 6 years, I thought, but
Oh, I thought you said 6 months. I was about to say.
maybe I didn't. But that car's been gone for ages. Like the dildo
I haven't
was
even been on this show for 6 years.
whatever it was. It's been ages, and it was only
It was
on
a
there
long
for like a
time.
day. That whole
I
picture
haven't
that we
heard
saw.
it from it in a dog's age.
I'm really scared to do this, but Willie, what's your news this week?
You
I'm
should
really scared.
Let's put this down then. So let's just go ahead and get out of the way. Call Willie a fanboy because it always fucking happens, even though I'm not a fanboy. Go ahead, Bachman and Chris. Go ahead and call me a fanboy.
Shut up,
Go
fanboy.
fuck yourself.
Shut up, fanboy.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Well, what I'm here to tell you is the PlayStation 5 is now the fastest selling shit.
It's the fastest selling shit.
It's the fastest selling shit.
Nope. Everything just kind of got fucked on my screen. It just said, go fuck yourself. I know you're trying to read from me, but yeah, I don't care. PlayStation 5 is now the fastest selling console in the U.S. history. Thank you, Japan, for sending us something that we all love. But you know what? I'm going to need you to make it less fast selling so I can actually get one. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. You know what I mean?
See one in the wild.
Well, Willie, the problem you still have is you want to go pay cash inside a store, and I have not actually seen an instance where that is possible. I've seen them available online. I could have bought one a few times over. I mean, I guess next time I can buy one, you can send me a fat stack of cash and we'll trade.
Yeah, I'll do that. Fuck it, yeah. I'll send, even though sending cash in the mail is illegal, fuck it, how are they going to know?
Well, then you can send me a money wire. Is that what the term is? Or
I don't want to pay a fee. I'll just give you straight cash, man.
His whole point was to pay cash, so why would he want to wire you the money?
well, because I don't want him to mail me $700 or whatever it is and not actually get it.
You don't want $700?
I mean, you write me a check. How about you write me a check?
The whole point of dealing with cash is that I can't write a check.
You can give that cash to your bank, in which case they will then put the money in your account, and then you can send me a check.
You're assuming he has a bank account.
Yeah, you think I trust banks?
Kind of like, oh,
Jesus
you want a
Christ.
check? Hell, I thought you
Do I
wanted to
look
get paid.
stupid
I can
to
write you
you?
a check.
Trusting a bank?
Do you
With
really
the
want me to
Bank
answer
of
that?
America? Huh, I don't trust America.
Now he's going on the watch list for sure.
He's been on the watch list, but yeah,
No.
that'll add the whole
All right, I
tick
know this is a tangent, but fuck Bank of America first and foremost. I used to work as a deliver food for Jimmy John's. You know, we deliver super fast.
Freaky
Yeah,
fast.
I worked as a delivery guy. Yeah, we had a fucking Bank of America place that was always a pain in the ass to deliver to, and they would always fucking deliver it because the security always hated you. Like, well, tell your fucking people not to order fucking food. I'm just here trying to deliver food to them so they pay me money. That's all I'm here for. I don't fucking care about your little security that I could probably kick you and kill you because you're so old and decrepit. That's the kind of security force they hire. And then they want to be all high and mighty. You have to stand out here. You can't come to this way. You got to do it. Fuck Bank of America. Fuck them up their stupid asses. Sorry for the tangent.
Yeah, God forbid they have security protocols for their buildings.
At a bank.
At a bank.
No, not at a bank. At like a center for them. Well, they're actually like a main building. It wasn't for a bank. No one could go in there to do bank business. It was like one of their corporate locations. Yeah, like corporate. There it is.
Building.
Yeah. But it was just for Bank of America. God, I hate it. Everyone fucking hated that place because they're assholes. They're always assholes. That was the problem. Security was just assholes about it.
Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with disliking a bank or anything like that, but you hate an entire corporation because of one office.
Oh, no. That's why I hate Bank of America. Do you really want me to go into Wells Fargo, Citibank?
Well, the Wells Fargo
Do we get
stuff,
on all this?
it's well known.
Let's go.
So what? Do you invest all your money in Dogecoin?
gold, baby.
I thought you were in Dogecoin.
No, I mean, that would be smart, but gold is where it's at, my man. Seriously, though, gold is a great investment. What do you think all our dollar is based on? Gold.
Dogecoin.
Well, I
Dollar's
mean,
based on a bullshit system.
if you got some
Gold is
Dogecoin,
based
you
on-
got some gold. Am I right, buddies?
There's only so far a meme can go before that's going to go down, but I'm entertained by it. I have no Dogecoin,
The
though.
more you push on it, the more I'm just going to keep on with it. So it's all dependent on you, Chris.
So you don't have Dogecoin, then?
No, I don't have Dogecoin.
You going to get some Dogecoin?
That'd probably be smart.
He can't even spend it.
Maybe last week it would have been really smart.
Last week it would have been smart.
Yeah, they just jumped the fuck up. I know, I just saw that. But maybe it depends upon if the timing's right. You know how the markets fluctuate. If it fluctuates in my benefit, then maybe. But seriously, gold standard.
Really,
For
how
a
much
reason.
stock did you buy in GameStop?
None. I wasn't that stupid.
Some of those guys made some decent money, but yes, I understand what you're saying.
No, I say it's stupid, but I'm also going to backtrack a little bit because some people did it not because to try and get rich. They did it to say, "Fuck all these rich
to fuck over the hedge
and I
fund
will
guys.
agree with them. I
Good
will
for
back them up 100% to shove their middle finger right up the asshole of rich people.
Well, yeah, fuck any hedge fund that makes their money off of basically trying to destroy a business by downplaying how much it's worth. Like, that should have never been illegal. Derivatives should never have been made legal for a way of betting on the stock market. Putting money down saying, I want your company to fail so I make more money, that's just a dick move.
So, yeah. I agree with those people because if I would have done it, it would have been to make money. And then I would have been an asshole. But no, there's people doing it for that reason. They're not an asshole.
There you go.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So going back to your news story, the PlayStation 5 is the fastest selling console.
The fastest selling. Yeah,
The fastest selling shit.
Yeah, fastest selling shit, if we have to quote what you
No.
said.
If you want to do it like exactly the fastest selling, oh shit, like that. That's if you want to do it correct.
Yes.
Correctly.
My apologies.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I'm not sure if we even have the figures for the Xbox since Microsoft is, well known for, not sharing that knowledge of how many, how many units they're moving in games or consoles.
That is correct.
But, I'm sure it's probably a lot easier, relatively, to find an Xbox One X. What are they called? Xbox what?
Series X or Series S.
I really forgot. I wasn't trying to do a
XS.
joke. I really fucking forgot for a moment. Because fuck them for making the fucking names like that. This is not a bit.
Mhm.
This is I still really got confused. Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure it's a little bit easier. Like that's why I said relatively to find a new Xbox than it is to find a PS5. Unless you go the scalper way, and fuck those scalpers.
I don't disagree with that.
But yeah, they have sold 4.5 million units globally in 2020 alone. So that's not even counting January, February, March. And what are we in now? April, that's right. Didn't need a Blue's Clue for that one.
No, we didn't need a Blue's Clue for that one. It's impressive sales numbers. You can't dispute that. It's good. Competition is good.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, the more the companies compete, the consumers win. That's us. That's us, baby. We're looking beautiful out here, baby. Sunbathing.
And one day, Willie will be able to buy a next-gen console.
Yeah, maybe one day with cash. Going into a store, a brick and mortar store with cash, cold, hard cash. Probably has some remnants of some kind of drug on it, because, they all do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if
Studies have been shown.
I don't even know if GameStop's getting them in stock to put on shelves, for lack of a better term, or if it's just ordered bundles online that are being delivered. I
have heard of a story where someone just walked in and got one. And I was like, Well, shit. Because apparently someone canceled their order or something,
Okay.
and they just had it. I heard a story. I don't know how true it is. I forget where I even read it. Maybe it was on Reddit. So, maybe take that with a grain of fucking salt.
Yeah, that seems
That's
like
fair.
that'd be the only way they'd have one on hand that someone could just buy is if somebody canceled an online order after it was already in the store. Since, now all stores right now are still doing you have to order it online and then come pick it up.
I remember when I got my Wii back in 2000. What year was that?
It's been a while, I wager.
It's been a bit, yeah.
Well, was it 2006 or 2007? I can't remember what year I got it. It was like either the end of 2006 or the beginning of 2007, sometime around there. I just walked to a GameStop, not really expecting, but, just asked. The guy behind the counter was already talking to somebody, and blah, blah, blah. I overheard them say, hey, we got like 2 Wii's still in stock. You want one, man? And the guy said, no, I don't want one. I poked up, I was like, I'll take it.
Right?
And I gave him cold, hard cash right then and there. Well, listen, I deal with cash and gold because I'm a fucking pirate, all right? They call me the motorboater of the seven seas.
No, nobody calls you that.
Everyone calls me the motorboater of the seven seas.
But he wants to be called that.
No.
As soon as you
Everyone
chop
calls
off
me-
your bottom half of your left leg and put a peg on it, I will call you that.
Not all pirates need a peg leg. That makes them worse pirates.
You do, though. You have to have a peg leg if you want me to call you any type of pirate name.
No,
You gotta earn it, man. You gotta earn it.
I don't care what you call me.
So, Willie, that's your nickname. What's your actual pirate name? I might regret
I'm
this.
just stuck
question.
at motorboater, man. Like,
Turd beard.
for you audio-only listeners, I'm giving him a stern fucking look.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
may
No,
call
fu-
it the stink eye.
But I call it the turd beard.
Moving on.
Willie's
Motorboater
least
is
favorite type of
motoring
humor.
away from this situation.
You motor button son of a bitch, you.
You old sailor.
Got him right.
Only one old sailor here, motherfuckers. That's me. We
Let's
feeling
pivot
old
over to
today.
the old sailor then for his news, because Willie has shared enough about his PlayStation woes that everyone already feels bad for that motorboater of the seas.
Speaking of old shit that makes you feel old, as part of their 25th anniversary, Resident Evil just made an announcement in conjunction with a small Quebecois company that me and Willie are well acquainted with, known as Behavior. Resident Evil will be added into Dead by Daylight in the next chapter. So they did a chapter announcement. So in June 2021, Capcom's legendary survival horror franchise enters the fog, taking its place within Dead by Daylight's roster of horror's greatest icons and some of the cheaper versions of the IP that they bought, because it's not like we have the real Freddy or the real Ghostface, but whatever. So yeah, it's just a little teaser. All it really does is you show a little pop-up of a Umbrella Academy logo that shows up like popping out of the ground. So we know we're going to get some type of zombie stuff. Odds are, we're probably going to get some type of zombie killer. The cool thing with the R virus or where the fuck it is that you can basically give anything the R virus and turn anything into a zombie. So killer wise, they're very open about what they could be making as the killer. Because, I mean, over the course of, 7 or 8 games now, Resident Evil has had a whole lot of different types of zombies that you fight and kill. And then, I mean, hero-wise, for survivors, they've had, 4 or 5 really solid characters that lasted in the franchise, made it into the films. So, I mean, there's, lots of good survivors to choose from. And, like I said, a kind of open-ended way of how they could make the killer. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. But yeah, just a little news tidbit where we know what the next chapter is going to be now. So there's no weird like online hijinks that we got before the all kill chapter where they're doing, just weird marketing shit. And yeah, all of that was disappointing.
Is this
We're
the
not
same
talking about
game
it.
that they announced the upcoming teaser or demos for or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
That brings me up on my theory. I'm thinking that the new killer and possibly survivor, both. I don't know which one they're going to bring both or not. Hopefully, they'll bring both. And I know a map. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're
my
going to get a
theory-
Raccoon City map.
My theory is that it might be people from the new game to try to help promote it. I
Could
mean,
be.
I mean, if I see a giant fucking vampire lady, I'm gonna go get hooked by her because I'm like, yes, motorboater here, hook me, but let me have
God.
some fun first.
This is the same not Final Fantasy, Resident Evil game that is like a timed demo exclusive for PlayStation before it comes to Xbox, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, it's a
They
time.
do
I mean,
weird stuff.
I thought you meant a time. Okay, so you mean timed exclusive demo?
Timed exclusive demo, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
they
okay,
get it like
'cause,
3 weeks before Xbox for some reason. I was
because
like,
the
that's weird.
demo is also timed as well.
Is it okay? See, I didn't.
Yeah, you
read
only
the
have.
whole-
I think from what I've seen, you only get 30 minutes to play through it.
Interesting.
And I'm
That's
assuming you can
weird.
play through it multiple times, but you only get 30 minutes each
30 minutes of
each time you
playtime.
start it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
At least
Yeah,
I just
so-
saw someone play it last night and it popped up with that first, so that's what I'm assuming.
I mean, it would make sense. Like if they got a new game coming out, like the idea of advertising it through a conjunction game where they're also adding Resident Evil characters to the Dead by Daylight universe, like it makes sense. That's a way, for basically both companies to advertise for each other. So that's, one of the reasons that Dead by Daylight wants to have all this IP is, anytime someone's talking about Leatherface, they might end up, talking about Dead by Daylight. Anytime someone's talking about Resident Evil now going forward, they might end up talking about Dead by Daylight. So anything
I
that
think they'll
game
talk
could
about
do-
Mila Jovovich first.
Probably. But not after that Monster Hunter movie. But yeah, so we got the announcement, so at least we know what to look forward to on the next one. And then the other one that was the other news story I had, which isn't really an announcement, more of a confirmation, was that Alpha Molina, as it was put by fandom, just casually confirmed the Spider-Verse. Alfred Molina revealed that Spider-Man No Way Home picks up Doc Ock's story where it left off in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. And apparently he asked the director, John Watts, like, how exactly are they going to bring him back? Because, Doc Ock dies in the river at the end of 2. And John Watts apparently told him, in this universe, no one really dies. Because, well, it's comics, it's alternate universes, it's multiverses. So, yeah, so going from Doctor Strange to the Multiverse of Madness onto Spider-Man No Way Home, we basically have confirmation now that Alfred Molina was on set filming. His Doc Ock will be part of it. No confirmation yet on any of the other actors that are supposedly showing up, but it really does look like they're going to use the Multiverse of Madness to expand the MCU into the multiverse itself, which will then give us in the new Spider-Man film glimpses into the Spider-Verse, all the alternate versions of the Tobey Maguire, the Andrew Garfield. I mean, possibly the Spider-Verse cartoon itself. Like, there's basically no restrictions once you introduce the multiverse theory, which, is kind of funny because also that's what Tom Holland's Spider-Man talked about in the last movie, where he was told that Mysterio is from a multiverse. And so, like, they've already kind of explained it in just the Spider-Man films themselves, the idea that a multiverse was a real thing. And then also in the article from Variety, I thought it was funny because a lot of it was just Alfred Molina talking to John Watts about what they're going to do in the film. And apparently, because he died. And then Molina was also concerned. He had more practical concerns, saying that he asked Watts how they're going to deal with the fact that he, at 67, has aged since the 2004 film. And he said, he looked at me and said, "Did you see what we did to Bob Downey Jr. and Sam Jackson with the Marvel CGI?" And yeah, like, they de-aged Sam Jackson. They de-aged the original Ant-Man. Like, they made Robert Downey Jr. look, emancipated as hell in the end game. So, like, they can, they can CGI him up a little bit. Because it'll probably be a question, because physically, he said, I don't have the same physicality that I had 17 years ago. Which, yeah, I mean, the odds are he's not going to be carrying around a giant backpack with huge mechanical arms on it, no matter what the shot is. Those are probably going to all be CGI because, well, he's, like you said, he's 67. He's an older gentleman now. He's not going to want to be carrying some giant rig on his back that's going to end up killing his spine at the end of filming every day. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But, yeah, we got No Way Home is currently scheduled to be a Christmas time release on December 17th, 2021. That's this year, people. I'm not exactly excited about Black Widow, but hey, I'm ready to get back into Spider-Man.
So
Tom
I was
Holland
just
is awesome.
thinking something didn't make sense.
What?
Going back to Spider-Man 2, I remember the big train fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So the whole point of that was Doc Ock was stealing money from the bank, right? To pretty much buy things
originally.
for his equipment and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why steal money when you can just go steal the stuff you need?
Maybe the stuff he needed he couldn't find, and he had to buy it on the black market because he didn't know where to find it. Because he's a scientist, he wasn't really a criminal at that point.
Fair enough. I mean, I was just thinking, that random thought when you started talking, I was like, wait a second, let me think about this for a second.
Well, yeah, because he was like a Columbia educated professor and a scientist. So, like he wouldn't know people in the black market that would be able to tell them where that equipment was to just go steal it. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to steal cash than it is to go and steal lab equipment and have it not get damaged or things like that. Potentially, it would be how I would spin it.
So it's a lot easier to steal cash, but you know what's not easy to steal? Gold. Put your money in gold, everyone.
It is heavy.
It is pretty heavy. I mean,
weight in it.
If they did Spider-Man 2 nowadays, he'd just be stealing Dogecoin.
There you go. He'd be stealing Bitcoin thumb drives.
Mm-hmm.
Dogecoin is intangible.
He's stealing the thumb drives, man. Gotta put it on there.
Yep.
Do you have to put it on a thumb drive?
Hell if I know. I'm just making up for the story.
You do if you got to steal it, yeah, because that's how. Otherwise, you're just going to send in a computer hacker, and then
just
they're just
make
going to
sure
move
you
files.
Just make sure you don't forget your password.
Yeah, maybe Doc Ock in this new version is going to be Elite Hacksaw and just hacks away and gets all the Dogecoin.
Oh yeah, like Doom.
Press. It's the same Doc Ock. The same Doc Ock.
Supposedly, we don't know that. Maybe he's been updated for modern times.
That's fair.
That's true. It might be something they changed. Oh yeah, there was another quote I loved. He said, "When we were shooting it, we were all under orders not to talk about it because it was supposed to be some great big secret." Molina said with the laughter in an interview with Variety about his role in the Oscar-nominated Promising Young Woman. But it's all over the internet. I actually describe myself as the worst kept secret in Hollywood. So apparently, somebody saw Molina on set early on, even though it was supposed to be quiet. And like you said, I think this has been a rumor for like 8 months that Doc Ock was showing up in this movie, and that it was the Alfred Molina Doc Ock, not just a new Doc Ock.
I mean, the worst kept secret. I mean, as long as you don't tell Tom Holland or
Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Half the universe dies at the end of this. Wait, am I supposed to say that? Shit.
No. Am I gonna get in trouble? I don't know. Don Cheadle just looking at him like.
Or Don Cheadle.
He looked at him like fucking Mike Myers looked at fucking Kanye West.
I was waiting. You had Don Cheadle trying to keep Ruffalo under wraps, and then they give Tom Holland got Benedict Cumberbatch, who Benedict seemed to be a much better babysitter for keeping Tom Holland from not spilling secrets. Because Don Cheadle just kind of sat back and just watched Ruffalo just reveal everything and just laughed about it.
Did you see that Don Cheadle's been doing press tours for a bunch of stuff lately, but he's not allowed to be on camera?
Why is he not allowed to be on camera?
Because he's not allowed to show what his beard is in Doctor Strange. He literally said, "I'm not allowed to show you guys what my beard looks like." So like he was doing a bunch of Zoom calls for something, and all you could see was the ceiling of his apartment or whatever. Because I'm not allowed to show what I look like.
Does he get the Tony Stark beard?
You mean Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes.
You said Don Cheadle.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
I thought you said Don Cheadle.
Yeah,
I thought I was looking at Don Cheadle.
I was excited to have War Machine show up with a beard in Doctor Strange. Yeah.
I don't know if he showed up in Doctor Strange or not, but
a long beard.
I'm hoping he shows up.
Kimbo Slice beard.
I'm hoping he's
great.
R.I.P. Kimbo Slice. Hoping he shows up again in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Very true. Yeah, you gotta love some War Machine.
Go, let it go.
War Machine Rocks 68. Was that the password? I can't remember.
Oh, it was War Machine Rocks 99. I thought.
I don't remember.
69.
He would have done 69. That's no.
Not gonna do that one.
Yeah. Don Cheadle would.
War Machine Rocks.
Don Cheadle would. Just look at him being Captain Planet.
That's a great skit.
Wait, that was my news of the week.
Should we be all right with him playing Captain Planet? And he's in Blueface.
Blueface.
I'm just fucking kidding. I mean, what's his nuts and fucking Watchmen was in Blueface too. No one cared about that.
No one cares about Blueface. There are no blue people out there being angry that other people are in Blueface.
Not yet, at least.
That's true. Then again, I mean, you paint Zoe Saldana any color and you get the #1 movie in the universe. So either green or blue. Either way, she wins.
Well, I have some plans then.
Oh, God.
I got some ideas. Give me your contact information. We can make some money. I'll paint you whatever you want.
What if they want to get painted like 6 different colors, and you've got to make it artistically done.
Listen, not only am I a motorboater, but I'm an artistic son of a bitch.
Who has ever called you that?
Listen, I can paint colors on my hands and grab things.
So no one has ever called you an artistic son of a bitch.
Yep.
Those exact words? No, but roundabout way? Yes.
So no one's ever called him an artistic son of a bitch is what I'm hearing here.
In those exact words? No. In a roundabout way?
Are we looping?
Yes.
Deja fucking vu right there, man. So no one's ever called you an artistic son of a bitch, huh, Willie?
In those exact words? No. In a roundabout way? Yes.
So no one's ever called you.
Because I'll keep it going. I'll keep it going all night long for you, baby.
No.
Oh,
He's
dear
just being
God.
weird.
Of course he did. That's what he does.
Weird.
Yep.
That does wrap up the news of the week portion of the show. We'll move on to the tail end of things, which is a little segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening later the kind of geeky or nerdy things we've been getting into so that you may just want to go check them out yourselves. Before we go and start doing the individual pieces of things, I just got to ask, are you guys caught up on Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yes, I watched it last night.
Yes. Yeah, they have certainly got a bunch of pieces in motion and moving, but hot damn, it's all setting up for one really good finale, I think.
Yeah, next week's the last episode, right?
That is correct.
I will say I think I figured out the reason why I like this series more than WandaVision is because after watching WandaVision, I know to temper every kind of rumor that's out there because they're all going to be fucking wrong and you're going to be disappointed. I've tempered it. I remember seeing something like there's going to be a surprise guest person on episode, was it 5? Yeah, episode 5. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care.
And then
WandaVision was said that, and guess who it was? It was Paul Bettany again.
Yeah, did you see what the internet took and ran with as their theories for who the special guest was going to be in episode 5?
I didn't even look at any of them because I knew they're all going to be fucking wrong.
Some of the theories were old Steve Rogers. Another theory was the new Black Widow, which we haven't actually met yet because the Black Widow movie hasn't happened yet. So Yelena Belova was rumored. And supposedly Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character was in the Black Widow movie, but since we haven't seen the movie yet, we don't know that. This is where the delay of the movie coming out hindered the show a little bit, but I think we can live with it.
Now, I'll be the first to admit that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that first season, was just kind of meh up until Winter Soldier happened. Then it cranked to 15. It passed 11, went to 15. It went so good. Because you also have one of the greatest actors that also passed away.
Bill Paxton?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He really was.
Yeah, but once that happened, that shot that show straight up. They had to wait for fucking Winter Soldier to come out.
That was their problem. Did anyone else really enjoy the fact that as soon as we saw the suitcase that Sam was given, I was like, oh, there's no way we're seeing what's in there this episode.
Oh no!
I already know already know what's in there. It's new wings.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, no, it's not new wings.
It's not just wings.
That's not what's in there.
Oh, then I don't know then.
Yeah, you should read some comic books, Willie. You would know what's in that
I'm reading comic books. I've been reading Invincible.
case.
So, in all seriousness, if you want to know what's in that case, you can go to the Gonna Geek Discord at gonnageek.com/Discord. In the spoiler-filled discussion, they leaked not something leaked, but there is a toy tie-in that shows what all is in there that has already come out.
Always the toy companies,
the toy
companies, companies leaking.
Yeah, and you can see what is in the briefcase or suitcase that Bucky had made for Sam.
I need one more favor.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
The White Wolf.
Yeah, it was good shit. And I did also, I did see something on, I think it was Twitter last night or the day before that I loved, where a bunch of people were like, "Yeah, if you're cheering for John Walker, you're missing the point of this show." And then somebody put a nice screenshot of guess who's cheering for him, Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, Team Walker.
Rob Liefeld is a giant, Team Walker fucking stan. So like that doesn't surprise me at all. Like what the fuck, man?
I mean, if you're someone who likes John Walker from the comics, I guess I could sort of understand why you'd be excited to see him on screen. But the John Walker from the comics really isn't quite the same as the John Walker that we're getting in the MCU.
Yeah, they made him really, really awful in this show. But yeah, that's the whole point. He's supposed to be awful. And
Yeah,
an
I didn't
American
look at
standing
it.
in another country telling a Wakandan you don't have jurisdiction here. It's like,
I'm
yeah,
not
neither
gonna
do you,
spoil what it
jackass.
is. I'm not gonna spoil what I just saw, but I'm not wrong. You can go fuck yourself.
Notice when you said that, I said it's not just wings, and we'll just leave it at that.
Go fuck yourself.
I was right.
Well, he could. He could.
Why are you so upset, Willie? Why are you so upset?
Kinda. I mean, you said I was wrong. I don't
Regardless,
like
Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think it has come together very nicely. There are a bunch of people that were concerned about pacing, I think, and it's not doing enough, but I think it's doing enough now. There is a ton of plot threads that they've got to tie up, and I'm not sure they're all going to get tied up in this program, though. I think some of them are going to lead over to other programs and or movies.
Yeah. Well, and plus also we're getting at least one action set piece in every episode. Like there hasn't been an episode gone by where it hasn't been at least one fight, one, military mission, something.
And some badass action set pieces,
Yeah.
too, because they brought in, what's the guy's name? Derek Kolstad or whatever, who did the John Wick movies. Has been doing some of the work on there, too. So
Yeah, the fight choreography has been fantastic.
Yeah, you got GSP in there, man.
yeah. Georges St. Pierre's back again for, this is what, his second episode he's appeared in on the show.
Yeah, so his
That
third
man's
appearance.
abs got abs.
Yeah. It's just amazing. They even fucking only in the MCU could they make Batroc the Leper cool. Like that's one of the worst villains in comic book history. And they're like, "Oh, he won't be funny if we fucking cast him as George Rush St. Pierre, motherfucker."
Right.
Then you would be afraid of Batroc the Leper beating the shit out of you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean that's just amazing casting. And the fact he actually is French Canadian. Like it's so perfect.
Shoot, oh yeah, that's where I was gonna go. So this last episode also seemed like I would have been all right with if they went with this direction, this idea I just had. What if this last episode was all this show was just building up to a movie coming out? That would have been awesome, just to a Falcon Winter Soldier movie. That last episode would have led into it perfectly, and this would have been.
I don't
boom.
think this show is going to preclude that from happening.
Oh, I know it's not, but I mean I'd be all right with it.
So, in all honesty, I think that we know Marvel likes their callbacks and stuff in here. I think we're going to get a callback to the first Captain America movie in the finale next week. Because I think we can all assume that Sam is going to become Captain America because he's been training with the Shield and has seemingly accepted the fact that he wants to carry on that mantle. Remember how they sort of got Steve to get accepted on the front lines instead of being the joke that was the guy that was trying to sell war bonds? It was he rescued all those soldiers and Bucky goes, "Hey, let's hear it for Captain America," and gets the crowd to acknowledge him. What do you want to bet in this episode when they go to save the GRC or whatever they're called? At the end, there's the press and stuff there, and Bucky gets that shout out again at the end and goes, "Hey, let's hear it for Captain America." So they have no choice but to let Sam be Captain America because the press has already picked it up and run with
And
it.
and it'll be like everybody be on their camera phones recording it, just like the scene that they had with John Walker, which went viral. Like that's going to be something where it'll have to be shown worldwide. And then at that point, the U.S. government can't say, "No, you're not Cap," because the world will say that Sam is Cap.
Well, remember, they don't actually own the Shield like they tried to claim they did too. I mean, technically, Stark Industries owns the Shield, if I recall correctly.
I mean, technically, if Wakanda said we own that fucking Shield, who's going to stop them?
That's true.
I mean, there's the question of how that piece of vibranium was brought out of Wakanda because we don't know.
Correct.
It wasn't Claw. We know that because Claw was what?
It was
How old
before
then?
Claw because it was back in during or prior to World War II. So we know that piece of vibranium got removed from Wakanda sometime before, like 1945, but we don't know who got it out.
Yeah, we don't know where Howard got the vibranium from. I would assume he probably didn't go rob Wakanda, but I don't know that it was necessarily on the up and up from where it came. Although the Dora Milaje,
think people got all the shit in these museums.
I mean, the
they
Dora
paid for it.
The Dora could have taken the shield and elected to not do so.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually what I want to hear. What's the full name of that?
The Dora Milaje.
Doesn't it seem like a French
Or
word?
Milaje.
Like it comes from French? Like it has like a French sounding like.
It sounds French.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound Wakandanese.
Well, they have jurisdiction wherever they are, though, so just go with it, Willie.
Exactly.
Fair enough. I just found it funny. It just sounds like a French word, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, one thing you've got to remember, though, and it's not necessarily impact Wakanda that much, but the British, the French, the Spanish were all over Africa. in the slave trade and things like that too. So
Way to make a damper on this, Chris.
no, I mean, that could be a cultural reason why you have things that have French or English sounding titles down there, because
Yeah, that's fair. You know what?
there's
That's
historical
Yeah,
precedence.
even if they were never conquered, language influence would still happen slightly.
Who knows?
Well, you know what I'm just going to
theorizing.
say? Je ne sais quoi.
Thank you for that one, Willie. Thank you.
Mhm.
Regardless, it sounds like we're going to be coming up for a pretty big finale. It should be a pretty nice action set piece and get some decent resolution as to Sam and Bucky's status on the worldwide stage. And maybe we'll actually find out if the Avengers still exist or not. Because there's been no talk really about whether the Avengers are still doing anything post Thanos.
Yeah.
Their compound has been destroyed.
Yeah,
I'm
and
also a
Tony's
little
not there to
curious.
pay to rebuild it.
Also, curious time frame wise, is Spider-Man known to be Peter Parker at this point in time or not?
So that's what I'm curious about too. My guess is this is taking place before Spider-Man Far From Home, but that doesn't make a ton of sense to me either, though, because that seemed like that took place relatively soon after Endgame. And
But also, Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to be before WandaVision. So Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to be, I think, the first thing we saw post Endgame, possibly even before the last Spider-Man movie.
No, it was been out before Spider-Man. Or after Spider-Man, sorry, excuse me. Spider-Man came out like 3 or 4 months after Endgame. And this was supposed to come out originally, I think, in February of this year was the original timeline or something like that. Or late 2020, something like that. So I think Spider-Man was already out. That's the stuff that needs to be kind of ironed out, is how the timeline fits. And maybe there'll be something at the end of this, which is them in New York. They saved the GRU, GRC, whatever they're called, and they're in Times Square. And then you see the Daily Bugle broadcast come up on screen or whatever. And you can be like, holy shit, this ended right where Spider-Man Far From Home Stinger ended too. And you can have them be like, uh-oh, or something like that, which then ties into how are they going to be involved in trying to save Spider-Man's good name. I guess they could do something like that. I don't know how connected it's going to be in that regard, because this is where we get into those complications of Spider-Man's in the MCU, but they don't technically have the rights for him. So they can't really use those characters during that movie without certain agreements. And maybe they got Sony to say, hey, yes, you can show part of the J. Jonah Jameson unmasking stuff so that we can set up timeline. I don't know.
Yeah. Fucking Disney lawyers, get on your fucking game. Get Spider-Man back. God damn it. He's your goddamn mascot.
It cost a lot of money to get him back.
Who cares what it costs? They spent $4 billion on Star Wars and made $200 billion or something already.
The Disney's pocketbooks are not in the greatest of shape, seeing as their theme parks haven't been open for a good chunk of the last year.
Yeah, true.
And they haven't been able to push movies out to theaters, so they've sold them on Disney Plus or digitally. So yes, Disney makes money, but it's not the kind of money they were expecting to make in 2020 and 2021. And then that trickled down and caused a lot of firings, I imagine, too. So
yeah, but they also use that time to update the park, so they'll be making a lot of money in 2022.
That is true. They did reveal like the Avengers Academy stuff or whatever it is in California, which I'm not going out to California anytime soon, but I look forward to eventually seeing that one day.
Looking forward to eventually going to Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World's fun. I haven't been in forever. I want to go back soon-ish. I was hoping to go back in 2020, but, pandemic, things like that. So once, it's relatively safe to go out again and more people are vaccinated and, Florida's not a festering pile of disease because people refuse to get vaccinated, I'll go down there.
So you got how many years before that happens?
It's never going to happen.
We're going to go to Disney World.
I mean, you can make expectations, but Florida Man's going to ruin them. Florida Man knows what he's doing.
Florida Man cannot be trusted.
He's not wrong, friends. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Florida Man's problematic. But yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think it's going to be really good. If you want to talk more Falcon and Winter Soldier, why do I bring that up? Because later this afternoon, as we record this on Sunday the 18th, you can go check out Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. as they recap and discuss episode 5 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So go check it out. Tell them that we sent you. Nice little plug I got tossed in there as much as Willie was rolling his eyes.
Nice plug. No, I'm rolling my eyes for another reason.
Oh, sure he is.
I think Bachman knows it.
I'll just ignore you. I don't
Willie,
know
what you been getting into? Why don't you let us know that?
I'll let you know afterwards, Chris. But yeah, here's a little bit of a D&D update. Yeah, so I'll make it quick too. So that spear landed.
Wait, is
We're
Leroy
at it.
Jenkins dead yet?
Chris, you want a spoiler before I say anything?
I'm sorry, Willie. Go ahead with your story. I'll be quiet.
Spear landed. Of course, Ben Kaiser has to go grab the spear first and foremost. But as I'm going down, on the other side of the crater is a fucking lion man that yells down and started asking me some questions. And I'm like, I don't want to hear no questions. I want to grab the spear. But apparently he wanted the spear. I'm like, all right. Apparently it's a lion man. I should probably put out there. I'm like, all right, lion man. I'm standing between you and the spear. What you gonna do about it? So we fight. I kind of get my ass handed to me for some bad fucking rolls. Fucking lion man piece of shit. Everyone else seems to join in the fight. We do kill the lion, but we do suffer a casualty. We lose Persephone.
Oh no.
Persephone's now down in the underworld, ironically enough.
Name is appropriate for it.
Yeah, I got that. Zeredith, the aforementioned Leroy Jenkins, was so distraught, wouldn't let anyone touch the body. And then also there was these satyr guys that came down and are asking us to help them out for. So pretty much they're against this god who threw down the spear, and their god wants to go into a whole tournament. That's what this whole thing's about. It's for a tournament. So luckily enough, little Kadu had a bag of holding, so we can't really technically equip said spear we found. So I just took the bag of holding and put it in there without grabbing it. And we took it with us as we go to the go with the satyrs. Just me and Kadu. Persephone's dead. Zeredith's just staying there with the body. I do ask, do you need some help for this warrior's burial? He said no, because he's just being a little dickhead about it. Like, all right, Zeredith's being a dickhead, not the player. Like, you can. As soon as I do it, like a what do they say? A dire wolf jumps out and runs past me. Just goes out to the water. So apparently some weird shit's going on. So I'm like, okay. My perception tells me that I shouldn't do this. So I'm just gonna go to Kadu. Kadu's already dragging out the pot because Kadu is also a gnome artificer. So he's a little gnome guy. He's dragging out like, do you need some help with that, little buddy? So I pick up the pot. We go back to him. And, of course, as we come in, I scream out, tag team back again. And so and then we meet up. So this elder person, not the god. We haven't met the god yet. It's just to see if we're worthy enough. The little town elder said, well, if you could also do me a solid and on your way to this tournament thing that the god will tell you about in a bit, can you escort my granddaughter, which is Persephone's new character, the Persephone's new character, spelled Gari, Gary Oak. Also goes by Blue. You can get the reference. And so pretty much every time that I talk to Blue, I'm like, all right, let's go, Cyan. Hey, Teal, I'm gonna need you to keep up.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, Periwinkle, let's go. Yeah, it's a little bit I'm doing. It's fun. We go see the god, fight for him, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm fast forward through this. All right, we're going to fight for him. We head on out there. Nothing really too exciting happens. Kadu gets stuck in the spider web. Blah blah blah. We kill the said spider. I take a baseball swing, pinata wise, because it's still in its web. So yeah, my quarterstaff baseball swing. That's my main go-to. But yeah. So we get to the city of Akros. And where we have to sign up for said tournament. I guess the gods hired people to register people for this. Okay. Hired people just for registration. Sure. Instead of showing up saying we're here fighting. Like, all right, whatever. But there's also other little fighting tournaments going on before that. So, Ben Kaiser goes up and joins. And let's just say Kadu has a lot of faith in Ben Kaiser. The DM didn't. Ben Kaiser put up some gold on me every single time. I only lost once. And so it pretty much puts me in the loser's bracket that I pretty much won every time to become the grand champion of the beginners tournament. I mean, this, you know.
Did you get anything cool for being the grand champion?
I'm glad you asked. But before that, before I get to that, so after I won, I yelled out, "This one was for my little friend," and then Kadu says, "Oh, he's talking about me," and I say, "Mainwell, our lion companion." It was so timed perfectly. He didn't know I was going to say that. He was just going, "It's me," out in the crowd, and I said, "Mainwell." He's like, "Fuck." It was so perfect. I loved it. I won a championship belt pretty much. A gold-plated championship belt. And the first thing I fucking did, I took my winnings and I took my gold belt and I went to a smither and I was like, I want you to put a fucking etching of my main man over here, Mainwell. Put his head on this thing and rolled a nat 20 for it. It's the most beautiful Mainwell championship belt you could imagine.
Once you won said belt, did you go around going, woo?
I think I did give out a woo. But not only that, it went to my head. It went to my head. Everywhere I was going, it was like, what can you do for the champion of the tournament? I don't know if you know, I won the, look at this belt. Yeah. We met up with another friend who owns a shop also at Akros. It's our buddy who had a shop in Hunter's Crossing that we just came from. So apparently he has multiple shops, and he wasn't technically there. He just had like a sound system where he was projecting his voice, whatever, to the said store. Turns out we actually had something. Actually had him come out and like, wait a second, what do you got? And, oh, you are here. We're all good buddies with him. Bobbity is his name. We're all good friends with Bobbity. Yeah, especially because he's also a gnome. So our gnome friend and also an artificer, they got together really fast. And then after I was like champion, and I'm good buddies with Kadu here. He's like, oh, then we're all good friends. We're all great friends. Got some animal cookies. I forget what what they are called to give your animal to increase their bond with you. Technically, I don't want to be the controller of Mainwell. I'm just want him to be good friends with me. But I guess that's how it's going to go. Whatever. Pretty much got a free room in the inn because champion belt. We found out the highest tournament, the champion of that. He always wins and he's kind of a dick. We found out, so I don't know if that's coming up in the future. We might have to fight that guy. I think his name's Gideon. I think that's what it was. Kind of like the guy from Scott Pilgrim. It's Gideon. Yeah, so we pretty much picked up next morning we picked up some bounties from the bounty board. Now we're just going to there now, and that's where we stopped. Furthering on tonight. Cannot wait for tonight for our next session. Oh, it's gonna be so good. We got me. Oh yeah, and also Blue also has another little companion for him. A female's playing him, but it's Gary Oak, so it's a him. It's a little confusing. Just cause I'm gonna switch it off probably every now and then. Just roll with it. Pretty much Baby Groot. They got a Baby Groot, more or less.
Nice.
So we're going on. I forget where we're headed toward first, but I think we might be going to a dungeon first. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but cannot wait. Gonna get some more fights in. I'm just a level 3 monk, Way of the Long Death, and somehow, some way, with just happenstance, at level 3 I have 47 health as a monk. I'm not supposed to be a tank, but apparently I am.
I think you should be. Yeah, if it's a physical fighter that's in the melee every time, being kind of tankish would be good, right?
Well, my dexterity is supposed to keep me from getting from being hit, pretty much.
Ah.
So I mean, it's not supposed to be a tank. It's supposed to be a quick in, quick out, quick in, quick out. Push the power back up. But 47 health. I mean, I can just be. Most of it is temp HP, but because we ate from a hero's feast, which has a whole separate designation of temp HP, where that can be that temp HP can be refilled for so many hours until it wears off. I think we have 8 more hours before it's weared off. But but since I'm way the long death, I have 6 HP, temp HP every time I kill something. I pretty much get its essence and I gain temp HP. So if that temp HP goes down, if I kill something, boom, it's back up. Just at 6 temp HP. So I'm happy about that. Other than that, been watching Invincible, been loving it. I read all through Compendium 2. Thank you again, Bachman.
You're welcome. As soon as I'm done with 3, you can read
days?
3.
Yeah.
I think it took you 3 days to tear
rush.
through Compendium 2.
Yeah, but I read straight through that shit. Most of it, I think over half of it was in one sitting, the last half, because I just couldn't stop. It was doop, boop, 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 boop,
It happens, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has some good flow to it.
Those characters are so 3D. They're so deep. They have character growth. He did such a good job of character growth in that story. 100%.
Yeah,
They're not just one notes.
It might be the superhero universe that has the best character development over the course of the series.
Yeah.
Like they have ideas. They found out the wrong. Maybe this was the wrong idea. Maybe this ideal was wrong, and then switches it. And it's just and then grows with it and finds out that ideal might be wrong, and just taking parts from both, from all of them. Just it's so good.
And how often do you have a superhero sit down and say, I was fucking steadfast and stubborn about this, and now I realize I was wrong, and I need to change my way of thinking? Mark Grayson does that 3 different times through this series, and that does not happen often in superhero comic stories.
I just can't wait for I'm sure how the show is going to end season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for season 2 when you re-meet with a certain person, because that was touching. Touching. I'm not spoiling anything.
We need Oliver, man. Everybody loves a little purple kid.
Whoa. I wouldn't even spoil that much.
Nope. Nobody that hasn't read the comics is going to have a clue what that means.
But although his name's Oliver, why wouldn't he have green skin? Like an olive.
He's a purple olive.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but the show is doing fantastic. Although it's pulling from different times of the comic, some stuff that's happening in the show doesn't happen until after a certain event happens. So I'm just going with it. I'll love it all. Fucking voice
and
actors,
you can see they drop certain storylines. But honestly, if what we're gonna see in the finale on 8, if it was gonna follow the comic, that would have been the end of episode 3, and so that would have been a big event to kind of I don't know if waste is the wrong word, but if that event happened at the end of episode 3 and you had 5 more episodes to go for the season, that would have been crazy. So the fact that Robert Kirkman kind of changed the timeline around and moved stuff a little bit so that he could basically make it to where the first gigantic world-shattering event, other than the death of the Guardians, is actually the end of the first season versus the middle of the season. It makes sense that you would make that change for a cartoon. Because, it's going to make for a hell of a finale. especially the very end of it. Like, that is going to freak people out.
Only problem then is going to have to be waiting, like 12 to 18 months for the next season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's animated. That's the problem. Yeah. The question is, are they already animating the second season? Because I have not seen any news about a green light yet for season 2.
Where's my live action movie?
Well, I mean, yeah,
Where's
and that's
that
supposedly been in the works for 5 years now. So, but then again,
Seth Rogen, get off your ass.
It's Seth Rogen and his buddy Adam Goldberg, which, I mean, they're the ones that produced Preacher because they said, hey, we don't even want to make this as a series, but we know if somebody else does it, they'll fuck it up, so we're going to do it. And, if they're involved in the Invincible cartoon and the movie, I can't be mad at it. And I love him as Alan the Alien. Like, I can't wait for more Alan the Alien.
Yeah, more Alan the Alien. Who can go wrong with that?
The universe's greatest Unipon.
The world's greatest lover, if you ask his girlfriend.
Oh, that too.
It's true, too.
And basically,
we all know that's not true. Because how can that be true when you got...
Here we go.
Willie the motorboater.
Don't do it. He did it. I should have known.
Well, thank you for letting us know what you've been getting into, Mr. Motorboater.
And Willie's Wonderland is now available to rent and buy. I advise you buy it.
And Willie gets no sales commission off of that or anything like that.
I say to buy it because as soon as you rent it, you're going to want to buy it.
It's possible, I suppose. But thank you, Willie, for sharing what you've been getting into. Have you purchased it after your initial rental yet?
Yeah, I said I bought it.
I couldn't remember.
He did say he bought it.
How many times have you watched it now?
Since I bought it, none, because I just bought it last night because I was like, wait, when was the day it's coming out? Because I've watched it 3 times so far. I've rented it twice.
That's fair. I'll go next. What I've been getting into. It should be relatively quick. I've been trying to play Outriders, and it's just a mixed bag. Like, I know they've had a bunch of server issues they've gotten fixed supposedly, but matchmaking is not great. And every time I drop into matchmaking, it's always a poor connection speed, which isn't me because I go and do all my speed tests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm in there at a decent speed, so it just starts getting all juddery and laggy, and it's not fun. And then it just randomly freezes so much that it'll freeze for like 5 minutes and then kill the app and go back to the home screen. And I'm sitting there going, I can't progress in this game. I sort of get close to the next save point when I jump in and start playing a matchmaking, and I can't do anything else. If I play solo and lock it down so it's just me, I can do that. But this is not a game that's designed for you to solo very easily. It's designed for you to have at least 2 different classes in there so that you can kind of collaborate with each other. So solo playing it's not the greatest experience. So I'm kind of hoping that some of these server issues and things get patched out and ironed out a little bit more because I want to like the game. It's just every time I go in and try and play it, I don't have a great experience right now.
You know what this game reminds me of?
What's that?
A little bit of Advent Rising. Do you remember that Xbox game?
Not really.
The original Xbox? Pretty much they built it up where they were going to make like movies and shows and like have like there was going to be like Mass Effect before Mass Effect where it had, like the first game was going to like all your stuff carries over to the second game. Kind of like stuff like that.
Oh, I remember this thing as I Google it now.
It seems kind of like that where they had grand ambitions for it and it just kind of faltered.
It's really weird for me though because like things that were stable in the beta, like matchmaking I wasn't having a problem with and connection speed, things like that. That is more problematic now. So I wonder if part of what's going on is they weren't well equipped to handle the load because they probably had a rough idea based off pre-orders what was going to happen. But, and this is not me fanboying out, but putting it on Xbox Game Pass on day one had a lot of folks go, oh, I've heard about this. I might give it a try, which then
I think
probably,
that fucked them over.
Yeah, negatively impacted server capacity. So maybe some of that problem is coming up there. I don't know. I want to like it, but I think I'm going to put it on the shelf for the next week or two and just wait and see the patches that come out to see if something comes out there better so that I can cooperatively play the game appropriately because I don't want to single play it because it's not fun playing by yourself in this game. At least not to me because I feel like I'm like, okay, let me use my powers, kill a few people. Now let me go hide around this corner while my powers recharge because I'm just
Which class are you playing?
I'm the fire guy.
Okay, you're playing Pyro.
Yeah.
See, I'm doing Devastator, which is the Geomancer. So playing as the tank, it's a little easier to solo the game.
Devastator? You mean like Transformers when they all combine to become Devastator?
I'm a giant neon green Constructobot.
And I was going to play MLB The Show, but I didn't realize that it doesn't come out until Monday or Tuesday. I thought it was already out because it comes to Game Pass on day one. I thought that day one had already approached. I pre-downloaded it. I was really excited. I went to launch. I was like, this game's not available yet. And I went,
You're
shit.
like, so bit.
What's the date on release on this? I went, oh no, it's not until like the 20th. I don't think that the game is playable. So I think it's Tuesday is when it's playable on Xbox and PlayStation. Unless you bought one of like the non-standard edition versions of the game, I think gave you like a week early.
Well, Chris, there's a game coming out tomorrow that I'm not sure if you've already bought and just haven't played it yet or not, or if you haven't owned it, that's all right. It comes out for free on PlayStation. You don't even have to have PlayStation Plus. It's part of their Play at Home.
Okay.
So you already have a bunch of games that they already just gave to you already. Subnautica, Res HD,
Ratchet and Clank.
No, Ratchet and Clank's not part of it. Oh, wait,
I thought that was part of. Yeah, it was the
part of
free
it.
games.
Oh, I
It was
already
played
owned it, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think it was free for PS Plus early, like last year or the year before.
Oh,
That's
I
why
had
I
it on
did it.
disc, so yeah, I got the digital copy now for free.
But
So I don't
anyway,
have to
they-
put the disc in.
Yeah, one they announced that was going to come out a little bit later than the release of all those, like for free. Like I said, you don't have to have PS Plus to get these. It should have won Game of the Year over Breath of the Wild. I'm still going to trumpet that over and over again.
I know what it is.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Have you played it? Have you played it,
Turok.
Chris? You own it?
Transformer.
I own it.
Hunter.
I just haven't played it yet.
Okay, I was about to say, if you don't, it's going to be free, I think, tomorrow, the 19th. I think.
In fact, I think I have 2 copies of it because someone gave me a copy and I was like, oh, I have 2
Nice.
Like, yeah,
It
that
is a super
game,
fun game.
single player,
now. Yeah.
so you don't have to worry about servers. And it's one fantastic game. Should have won Game of the Year over Breath of the Wild, hands down.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Like,
Turok Transformer Hunter is a really fun game.
Yeah, like if you play it, like I know you played Breath of the Wild like I have. If you play this one, play them both, and you're like, which one's better? Which one should earn Game of the Year? Breath of the Wild only won it because it's a Zelda game, and it's Nintendo. That's the only fucking reason why it won. I'm not saying it was a bad game. No, it was a fun game, but Horizon Zero Dawn better.
That's fair. It's on my list. I've got so much stuff in my backlog, and I keep getting distracted by Hades on my Switch because it's like the perfect platform to have it on.
No, I can't blame you on that one.
I love that game. It's really fun. It's one of my favorites. What else am I getting into? I don't honestly know. I'm kind of in the middle of a time warp, for lack of a better term here, where I do things, but I don't really know what they are. And I go, oh shit, there's something on my calendar I have to do today. So
Is it just the jump to the left?
I see what you did there. I am, as of Friday, I am now fully vaccinated. It's been the proper amount of time after the second shot. So I am less concerned about having to go out in the world to do errands. So I may, actually go into the grocery store myself again, which I haven't been inside our local Kroger in over a year because I was doing
don't
quick
see the
list
point
orders.
when you can just put in an order and have them put it in the back of your vehicle. Like
Honestly, because
as long as that remains free, like I think it's the best thing ever.
I just want to do something. And
Oh,
mean,
fair enough.
yeah.
I'll tell you why you want to go into the store. I mean, to see what kind of new flavors of Pop-Tarts they have every now and then.
Well,
Or
the real
Oreos.
problem is going to be
You don't know what you want.
how have they rearranged the store in the last year since I've been in there.
There you go.
It'll be the same problem when I go back to our Target because Target was in the middle of doing a remodel when all of this started. And so everything was moved temporarily. I'm going to walk in there and be like, where the hell are the video games now?
What's really fun is now that because I work evenings, so when I randomly go to a store, like I'll be in there and you just see like all the kids that are actually working at the store that are the shoppers for other people going around and putting stuff in carts. It's like every once in a while you'll be in a store and you're the only actual customer that's shopping, which is kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah. And I have also been enjoying it's been relatively nice throughout. So I guess part of my plan for this upcoming week is I need to do some of my outside yard work, like cleaning out flower beds and planting flowers. And I have some nails on my back deck I need to hammer back in because they've popped up a little bit. Nothing too crazy. If I was being real crazy, I would pressure wash and stain my deck, but I am lazy AF and don't want to.
Careful, Chris. It's dangerous outside to go alone. Take this.
Yeah. What am I going to take? My hammer?
Yep. Take
The
your
hammer is my penis.
And my bow.
Oh,
The
come on.
hammer
You stomped all over
is
my
my penis.
Dr. Horrible reference.
Yeah. You got that right. The hammer is my penis.
Yeah.
The hammer is my.
Yeah. So that's what I've been
I
getting
want
into.
a Captain Hammer shirt.
I'm sure you can get them.
There needs to be more Dr.
Yeah, it needs to
Horrible
be my
merchandise,
penis.
just completely.
It's related to Joss Whedon right now, who's problematic. So who knows how readily
that's true.
available some of that merch is.
Then again,
Listen.
his new show stars a bunch of female characters that are badass again, and it's good. Like,
Yeah.
we watched the pilot.
So I will say this:
What-
you
what
could
show?
probably find a Dr. Hammer shirt on Etsy
Definitely, you can.
or
Wait,
Captain
what show
Hammer.
are you talking about, Bachman?
We'll talk about it in a
Leftovers.
moment.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
up
okay,
next,
fair-
Bachman. I'm kind of. I don't know what else I've been
That was
getting
a
into
segue.
because I'm in a time warp.
That's what
So
I'm
what you been
saying.
getting into, buddy?
Part of what I've been getting into is, it's another female-led, powerful female character show attached to the name Joss Whedon. So, as problematic it is, I mean, is he just trying to make up for it? Because apparently we got another new show that stars a bunch of badass chicks. Me and the girlfriend watched the pilot of Nevers on HBO Max, and it's fantastic. It's like the X-Men in the 1800s in London. But for some odd reason, this event happened where basically like a spaceship appeared above London. It like dematerialized into just like, sparkles. And then somehow everybody that saw this event except for one person forgot about it as soon as the ship was gone. But a bunch of people that like the little pieces of like ash that fell down touched got superpowers. And so it's not like superhero superpowers. It's not crazy comic booky stuff. But it's more like limited superpowers, more realistic type stuff, and also just very strange stuff. Like there's one girl that apparently now can speak and understand every language in the world, and so she's having trouble talking. Her parents think she's possessed by the devil because like she can't access English anymore because her brain, she's like 10 years old, and all of a sudden she has every language in the world in her head, and so she's just overwhelmed. But like it's a really cool concept, and yeah, I mean it's like like the Sherlock Holmes era of London. And you've got these two badass chicks that basically go around and try to help these girls and bring them to the orphanage to teach them how to use their powers, a la Prof X and the X-Men. But yeah, it's Joss Whedon. So is he trying? Is he trying to not be a jackass? I don't know. But the pilot's really good. I'd say, if you already got HBO Max while you're waiting for Mortal Kombat to come out, it's it's a show to check out. So I think we both enjoyed the first episode. I'm definitely willing to watch more of it because it was fun. It was an interesting show. Other than that, let's see. Because I did a bunch of Dead by Daylight trying to get. I got like 3 days left to finish the archive because I have been so busy with other shit that I've fallen behind, and I think I'm only on like level 57. So I bought some Oryx cells yesterday because I'm probably gonna have to buy the last couple of levels. Because, trying to get through like 13 levels in the next 2 days, even with a day off from work, is probably going to be tough.
Is there anything from those levels that you actually want, though?
I want to complete the battle pass. So that's the problem. They got the collector in me. It just it earns them money. So, I mean, that's the problem. Nothing I can do about it. Yeah, because my lovely girlfriend who just, kicks my ass at Dead by Daylight has been level 70 now for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like, she's just calling me a slacker.
Well, she does have the right idea. Working on a gen, keeping to myself. Working on a gen, keeping myself.
Exactly. Well, Willie made up a song for you, baby.
Oh, she made up the song.
Oh, was it her song? Okay.
Yeah, it's her song.
He's singing your Working on a Gen song.
Tell him I've advanced now.
There you go.
Tell him I don't even.
No heal perks either. So yeah, she is advanced now. She doesn't even
Thank
use any heal
God.
perks. Yeah.
Yeah, no, self-care is the worst perk in the goddamn game.
Well, that is true. That is true. Self-care is awful. Don't be the self-caring Claudette hide in a bush. But yeah, so played a bunch of Dead by Daylight, been enjoying that. Other than like weird random glitches, like literally like going through a chest to get an item out and like grab the item. Hey, I have a flashlight. My character turns around, starts running out of the basement, and then I hear the chest lid open 3 seconds later. Like, there's so many delays and weird glitches right now in the game. It's just fucking hilarious. It sucks when it's a late hit where you literally jump through a window, run a half block down the street, and then the killer swipes at you and you get hit in the back of the head even though they're 60 feet from you. Like, it's just weird. But yeah, I've been playing that. Because of a lot of the updates and stuff, I actually did get to play some Outriders. I think I got my Devastator up to 11. And yeah, like the crossplay, the multiplayer stuff is all still messed up. And the upside is the Outriders, like they've done like 6 patches already in a game that's 2 weeks old. Like, I mean, they are working on it, so it's good to see like their social media person is on the ball. Like they're trying to get as much shit patched and keep people updated as possible. They tweet like every couple hours. Like it's kind of crazy for a game that's brand new. They're always putting out a patch. They're always working on something. And also they had the inventory wipe issue, which apparently they partially resolved now. So they're getting people back like the items they lost, which also in a looter shooter, that's like the worst thing that can happen is an inventory wipe where you lose all your weapons.
Yeah.
And so the fact that like that's, if anything, that's probably what's stopping them from getting the multiplayer stuff fixed immediately, is that in a looter shooter, you've got to be able to rely on the inventory being solid, because if you lose your legendary gun, people are going to be pissed. And so they're trying to get that fixed first. I believe that's like probably their priority one, and the multiplayer is probably priority two. As soon as the inventory issues are fixed, I'm betting they'll get that multiplayer stuff, patched just as soon as possible. But yeah,
I'm hoping.
What I played has been fun. It is a weird game. But yeah, like the world that you're in, like the whole like design and everything is really cool, and it is really interesting. Trying to think, I haven't played much of anything. Yeah, because like Chris on Friday, I went and got my second Dolly Parton shot. So I got my Moderna Part 2 at the VA on Friday and took the day off from work. I actually felt great Friday, and then woke up Saturday, and then throughout the day progressively felt worse and worse and worse. Where last time, as soon as I got the shot, like within a couple hours, I felt like garbage. Like that first night, it kicked my butt. And then this time, I felt fine Friday night. Like I had some monsters that day. I had some coffee. I was like, kind of like up and moving around and feeling good. And then all yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm in the house with the heat cranked up, wearing 2 T-shirts, sitting under a blanket, playing a video game because I'm fucking chilly. Yeah. Like I had the fever, had the headache and stuff, and the joint pain. But I mean, hey, it's still better than not being vaccinated. So I'm happy, and I'm feeling better today. So, getting past a little pain. Took some Tylenol this morning. So that's feeling better. And then been busy because also I had to deal with going through offers this week, which it's a fun type of stress where it's 6 people putting in bids on my condo, and I can now say it's pending.
Nice.
I have accepted a bid, and so now it's just waiting for escrow, and then hopefully get me a nice big fat ass movie check in about a month.
Not bad. 30 days out is not bad at all.
Exactly. And then then maybe because I signed up for the Hasbro Pulse email because I did see that new Optimus Prime, and I might have to get that. He fucking transforms and makes the noise. It's the coolest toy ever.
Yeah, but is $800 cool?
I don't know, but it might be.
Did you say a movie check?
Yeah.
If you're making a movie, I have some ideas to throw your way, my friend.
No, we're not making a movie with you.
It was
I was not even thinking of a porno.
No,
I'm not even
that's
thinking
not what I was
that.
saying. It was a Kevin Smith reference.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that's what Bachman was thinking.
Yeah, I'm getting my motherfucking movie check.
No.
Other than that, I mean, planned on basically sitting around being lazy this weekend, knowing I was getting the shot, and so we did a big movie night yesterday. The girlfriend reminded me of a movie that we'd seen a preview for and we're really excited about, and I totally spaced off that it came out. So we saw Ray and Spider-Man go on an adventure in Happy Thoughtland in the movie Chaos Walking, which is a world where all men's thoughts are projected above their head and like are visible to other people, and you can hear them, and they call it the noise. Did not know that like Mads Mikkelsen and a bunch of other solid actors are in that movie. It is really fucking weird, really fucking good.
Wait,
it is a very nice
men's thoughts.
Yes, just men's thoughts. So this world is basically surrounded by an energy field, and for some unknown reason that they never really go into in the movie, this is a world that humanity has tried to expand to because we've destroyed Earth. Big shocker. Mm-hmm. And so they sent ships there, and whenever ships go through the atmosphere, it's like a weird like EMP thing. It fucks up the energy wave that creates the thoughts that they call the noise. It like fucks up a lot of ships' systems and causes a lot of ships to crash and stuff. So you have all these basically, it's in the future, but it's like a Mad Max world because they crashed. So a lot of their tech was destroyed, just like Outriders. And then you have people dealing with the fact that all men's thoughts are projected above their head and women's aren't. And so it makes this divide in the societies because a lot of the men aren't good at hiding their noise, as they call it. And so, you get like these really cute scenes where I can't think of Ray's real name, but
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy. So Daisy Ridley's hanging out with Tom Holland, and like he's like, oh, yellow hair, she's so pretty, and like it's just those things are just popping up above his head, and he can't stop it, and so it's hilarious because
so they pop out actually like where you can read them or you just hear them?
it's like you hear them and you see like if he's thinking about her yellow hair, you'll see an image of him when he saw her. So you're seeing his memory of what she looks like, and then his thought at the same time. Yeah, it's basically physical thought bubbles. It's a really cool sci-fi concept. But yeah, we watched that.
Like
it's
the
chaos
opposite
walking
of what women want.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, it's the opposite of what women want.
Yeah, with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. Yeah, it's called Chaos Walking. Definitely, I mean, it's available for rent on most of the streaming services. Really cool, worth watching. I think we watched it on Vudu. And then after that, I wanted something a little funnier, a little lighter, because that one did have some some darker overtones. But yeah, we decided to watch something I'd been wanting to see for a while, so we watched Freaky. And you cannot beat Vince Vaughn pretending to be a teenage girl.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah,
yes, it's the only thing as good as Jack Black pretending to be a teenage girl in Jumanji is Vince Vaughn being a serial killer who body swaps with a teenage girl in it's Blumhouse. It's the same director of Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2. So it's got that same exact like appeal to it. It's jokey, it's kiddie, it's fun while it's also a slasher film. So yeah, you got Vince Vaughn being like this crazy psychopath running around murdering people, and then he gets body swapped with like a 16-year-old girl in high school. And so then you have Vince Vaughn pretending to be a high school girl, and you have this very young actress who was the reporter in the Pikachu movie. It's her pretending to basically be a psychopath. Ooh. And like it's really cool the way they did the acting, and just honestly, like just seeing the scenes where Vince Vaughn runs and like tries to do a run like a teenage girl would in his big lanky 6'7" body is hilarious. Like it's such a fun movie. But yeah, we really enjoyed that one. I think that's one I'm definitely gonna have to buy.
It's so weird how movies downplay how tall Vince Vaughn is.
Yeah. Oh no, and this is what's awesome is there's literally a part where because it's the female character in Vince Vaughn's body, goes to like run into the school. She's trying to hide from the cops because everybody knows the killer's face. And she literally runs and cracks a tree branch on her forehead and it knocks her down. And she stands up. She's like, geez, I'm a giant. And it's just fucking hilarious because it's Vince Vaughn not knowing that he's Vince Vaughn's size. So yeah, they do address it in the movie. It's hilarious. And then the first time he like pushes somebody, he's like, oh, I'm strong. Yeah, really good movie. We got some good laughs out of it. I mean, and it's set up. I mean, Blumhouse isn't dumb. It's set up to where they could do a sequel. So, I loved Happy Death Day. I never thought we'd get a Happy Death Day 2. The fact that they expanded that universe and actually did like the first Groundhog's Day movie that has a sequel, like it's amazing. So, Blumhouse just makes fun shit. They make fun horror films. I love it. And yeah, there's actually a bundle on Vudu that I'm looking at because it's $25 and it's Happy Death Day 2, and Freaky, and you get to buy all 3 movies. So I might be picking that up. Because yeah, I just enjoyed all of them. And then the other thing I got, which it would be a little hard to put on screen because it's actually in between my keyboard and my screen, but I can show you the attachment that came with it, is I got me a nice little, it's called a Canvas 22 by Huon, and this is my new art pen. So I now have what is the Huon version of a Cintiq. So it's an actual screen that you draw on, and I've been getting back into some art stuff a little bit. So I actually started digitally inking a Ryan Otley cover for the hardcover of Invincible 3, just because it was a file that I had of his pencils. And so just, trying to mess around with the pen, try to learn the new system, got it all hooked up. My buddy helped me because I fucked up one of the wires. And I had this giant, and it's awesome because it's, like a 22-inch Cintiq, but it's $400 instead of being $1,200. So Huon had a sale on Amazon, which was awesome, which I think is over now. But it's so far, it's a really good product. I'm digging on it. And yeah, I got some tattoo ideas I'm working on for me and for the girlfriend. So we're working on some tattoo designs, got some different art projects that I want to work on, and actually feeling like drawing again, which is kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I've been into.
You mentioned Mads Mikkelsen earlier. We didn't even talk about it in the news. Dude's in every franchise now. Did you see they announced he was cast in Indiana Jones 5?
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mads is unstoppable.
Harry Potter, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, James Bond. Franchises don't scare him.
Potter. What was he in Potter?
He was in not Harry Potter, but I guess the Fantastic Beasts. So it's still Harry Potter. There? He was
in the first one.
In the first one, I thought. No. Excuse me. He's replacing Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. That's what's happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's the new Grindelwald.
He's the new Grindelwald.
Oh, yeah. Also, since we're talking about fucking
that works. Yes, agreed. Yeah, and Mads Mikkelsen, he plays he's the mayor of the town where Tom Holland's character lives, and yeah, he's great in it. It's Mads Mikkelsen riding around on a horse wearing a fucking fur coat for most of the movie, and it's just he looks like the world's weirdest cowboy pimp, and he's just fucking great. Because yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, he's great in
Cowboy
everything.
pimp?
Yeah, he's like a cowboy pimp.
Cowboy pimp.
This is Willie's
That's
new
the look.
goal in life, is to be a cowboy pimp.
You have him in Untitled Indiana Jones Project and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them 3 as Gellert Grindelwald. Nice. Yeah, you can't go wrong with... What was the one I saw with him where he was a retired serial killer? Is it Arctic? There's one... Oh, Polar. Yeah, the guy has one movie named Arctic and another movie named Polar. It's so strange. But one of them, he's a retired assassin, and I think it's on Netflix. Go see that. It is utterly fantastic.
He's also in a video game. Let's not forget about that. Death Stranding.
Is he in Death Stranding?
Yeah,
Nice.
with Norman Reedus. Is that the right name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scud.
Conan O'Brien's
Scud,
also in
but
it. He
Scud.
makes an appearance.
that is true. Conan's in it.
Yeah,
It's a PlayStation
I haven't enjoyed-
exclusive.
I haven't seen anything with Mads Mikkelsen in it that I haven't enjoyed. That
Right?
guy,
He's a great actor.
yeah, he's one of those ones where, there's no commitment issues. Like, whatever character he's playing, that dude is fully committed to the role. Like, I'm so happy that Casino Royale, brought him to, the American audience. Because, I'd never heard of him before that. And when he showed up as the Chief, he is fucking terrifying.
You're not wrong.
Like, there are very few Bond villains that are terrifying. Le Chiffre was terrifying. Like, he was good.
And I guess we're about to wrap things up. Oh, if you're an AEW fan, they're doing 20% off all T-shirts until Monday as we record
damn
this.
it.
So I might have to get my Dr. Britt Baker role model T-shirt.
Ah, nice.
She has the top two selling shirts.
Speaking of which, run, Sammy, run.
Nice. It was, I think they just announced recently, this last week, I think it was, that she was the first woman to have the #1 selling shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yep.
And she beat herself, who already had the #1. So she has the top 2 selling shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees right now.
Was it a clean pin, a 1, 2, 3?
Of course it was.
Okay.
It's Britt
She's-
Baker. She doesn't cheat.
She's the one that got pinned in the middle of the ring for the last big match that she was in.
Yeah, she's the female wrestling equivalent of no, I can't think of her name. Guardians and Avatar.
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana, yeah, because she beat herself. She's the #1 wrestling shirt for females who beat the #1 wrestling shirt for females. They were both Britt Baker.
Right?
Oh, I thought you were saying she was painted a color.
No.
No, she was wearing a
well,
crimson
red.
mask.
Yeah, she had the crimson mask. She was juicing like crazy.
But it's supposed to be PG.
Not AEW.
AEW.
Oh, AEW. Never mind. I
Yeah.
take it back.
And we're
AEW
talking about
don't
the
care.
good wrestling.
AEW pulls out the thumbtacks for a women's match now. That was pretty badass.
I'm still loving
Awesome.
Triple H though. That fucking one video where he's just tired of this walking through this shit, and it's just him. It's not a fucking act. It's just him. Like, yeah, I guess we're walking around. What is this? What is this? Okay, whatever.
You can tell,
He's just
Miss-
fucking love.
he is Captain Disinterested in that
Right.
whole fucking
Oh my
video. That
God.
shit was hilarious.
Best idea he ever had was shave his head.
And I just enjoy the fact I go to the top selling items of the week, and the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 item that is top selling this week is still the Brody Lee tribute shirt that all the money goes to his family, which is kind of
Nice.
awesome. The Brody Lee Exalted in Heaven T-shirt.
That's
But
good shit.
that being said, I think we are about ready to wrap things up. A friendly reminder, we do stream this show live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central at www.geeks.live, the streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. If you're there right now, scroll down to the bottom of the page. You'll see a calendar of all of the upcoming live events. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. records later this evening/afternoon. I want to say around 5 p.m. Eastern. Don't quote me on that. And then tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Eastern is the official GonnaGeek.com show. So please go check one of those out. That all being said, I think we're about ready to shut this thing down. You guys have any final thoughts to share with our listeners out there?
Yes, I want everyone who's listening to pipe in. If you have played Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn, let me know which one the better game is.
And how do they
And
let
don't be
you know?
blinded by fucking the name of Zelda. Don't be blinded.
How do they let you know? What's the best way to do that?
Send hate mail directed on Twitter at OutSouthPorky.
There you go. Send your hate mail to @SouthPorky on Twitter and let them know there.
Or do we still have a hotline? Is that still a thing?
I think the number no longer works. I need to double check on that.
Fair enough. Yeah, then yeah, send me hate mail. Tell me I'm wrong.
Wrong. We could sing a song from Scrubs about that, but I won't do it because I don't want to get fair use struck.
I don't even know what that song is.
Well, when the
I'm
show
not
is
asking
over,
either.
when we're no longer recording for it to go on YouTube, I will tell you what the song is. That being said, I think we are about ready to shut this thing down. Big thank you to everyone who did join us this week, and I guess we'll see you next week for more of our typical shenanigans,
See it
BS,
all right there.
or whatever terms you want to call it. Bye, guys.
Ooh, that's a good one right there.
Bye,
I like that
shenanigans.
one.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.